I would like to call this February 27, 2023 Workforce Readiness and Livable Communities Council Committee meeting to order. Members of the public may attend this meeting virtually through Cisco WebEx events or view the meeting records by visiting www.tempe.gov/WRLC for more information. It's important to understand that there's no formal votes or decisions about the city programs, policies, budgets will happen here. Our role is to explore various topics with staff and stakeholders and community members to make the recommendations to our committee colleagues. We want this process to be transparent, inclusive, and easy for you to be a part of, whatever you choose to be. You can share your thoughts with us by filling out a comment card about an item or on the meeting agenda, or by reaching out to us directly with any thoughts, questions, or ideas. We need you to fill out a comment card in advance that it can be read into record for, for agendized item. The link of the comment cards can be found on our committee webpage at www.tempe.gov/WRLC. And you will find also the contact information for the committee members, staff, and there's no agendized questions as well. Now, we have to review the minutes. We now review the January 30th, 2023, WRLC Council Committee meetings. Councilmember Keating, do we have a motion to approve the January 30th, 2023 meetings? Meetings?
Move to approve.
Thank you so much. I second that motion. The January 30th, 2023 Rec Council Committee meetings are approved. Public comment. We now move to public comment. The the Rec Committee welcomes the public comment. According to our open meeting laws, the community may only discuss matters that are listed on the agenda. Matters brought forth by the public underneath public appearance that are not listed on the agenda cannot be discussed by a committee. A 3-minute limit per person will be in effect. Annie, did we receive any public committee committee cards?
We did receive one from a Ms. Elizabeth Botcher. I do not believe she's online though. And all she wrote was, I will be attending the meeting virtually through WebEx to personally comment.
Okay, well.
Elizabeth, are you on? Or... No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, well, Elizabeth, if you are listening next time, you can always contact us back, or you can always show up to our next committee meeting. Next, I would like to move to our current items updates. Today, we have 2 presentations. Our first presentation is going to be from Kristen Gwynn, our Animal Welfare Specialist presentation. We will start with her first. Thank you.
One second, let me just adjust this for you. Sure.
Yep, perfect. Good afternoon, Councilmember Hodge, Councilmember Keating. I'm Kristen Gwynn, your Animal Welfare Specialist, and I appreciate the invitation to come speak to you today. I'm going to give you a short update on the status of the Animal Welfare Office and what we've been up to since I moved into this role in July of last year, and where we're hoping to be in the coming months. I'm also eager to hear any feedback from you on areas you'd like to see our office focusing on beyond our current programming. While we will be working with strategic management to identify specific animal welfare related performance measures going forward, our work seems to fall squarely within Council Priority number 3, quality of life, and would be measured currently within 3.36, which measures resident satisfaction with the quality of city services. As you may know, the Office of Animal Welfare opened in July of 2022 in a vacant space in the city-owned building at Donnell Plaza. We've been working hard to turn what was a couple of empty rooms into functioning office space, safe and healthy animal care space, and a place where community members can come to check out equipment, schedule appointments, attend trainings, or stop by to ask for various types of assistance. I know Councilmember Hodge has come down. I would encourage both of you to come on down and visit. We'd love to show you what it looks like now. So in addition to getting the office together, we've had a lot going on since July. We were able to use some generously donated funds to purchase a cargo van for animal transport. We then got to work addressing the backlog of service requests that had come in during the previous months, as well as fielding more than 200 new service calls this year that came in via 311 or directly to us. We were awarded a $3,500 grant from the state of Arizona's pet license plate program that focuses on funding spay-neuter efforts to be used for our TNR program. We secured a standing block of 10 TNR appointments every week at our contracted provider and held 3 high-volume TNR events in August, November, and the last one just 2 weeks ago in February. We have, in almost every measurable way, done more than we expected to in this first year in an effort to meet community need. In addition, we also achieved Better Cities for Pets certification in August, becoming only the 3rd city in Arizona to do so after Tucson and Phoenix. Better Cities for Pets is a program dedicated to making cities more pet-friendly in a variety of ways. It comes from Mars Pet Care in partnership with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and they offer a playbook of programs and policies for cities to consider, potential grant funding, and the city certification program. They specifically mentioned our community cat program and the fact that we have some of the only congregate shelters in the valley that allow people to bring their pets with them as key factors in our certification. But the playbook offers some suggestions for improvements in other areas that we'll continue to look at for possible implementation. The primary focus of our office remains the community cat management program. Once the community learned that our office existed and had full-time staff, we very quickly got a good look at the scope of the feral cat problem and have scrambled to increase our capacity for TNR and our ability to help people manage their colonies in a way that truly minimizes the negative impact to the neighborhoods as quickly as we possibly can. Between July and January, we TNR'd more than 350 cats, including one high-volume event that focused on a local mobile home park where we were able to fix 106 cats over the course of 2 days and send 31 kittens to rescue. The goal is to not only slow or stop population growth, but to decrease the number of cats on the streets whenever possible by pulling friendly kittens and cats who can be adopted out of the colonies when we can. Looking ahead to the second half of this fiscal year, as of February, we've increased our weekly clinic appointments from 10 to 15 and have increased our scheduled high-volume events from quarterly to monthly. These events allow us to concentrate volunteers and city resources over a period of just a few days to offer a higher level of support to those who are unable, for whatever reason, to do TNR on their own. So we use these events to target the very large cat colonies that are growing rapidly and in many cases becoming a nuisance to their neighbors. With this capacity building, we should be on track to TNR a total of 900 to 1,000 cats by July. The other area that's quickly become a focus for us is human services, and specifically the pets of unsheltered people, as well as others experiencing circumstances that make pet care difficult. As an example, in my first month on the job, I received a call from a member of the HOPE team asking for assistance with a mother and her 2 daughters who were living in their car with 14 cats. They couldn't be placed in housing until the animals were dealt with, so the cats spent 2.5 weeks in our office until rescue placement could be found. Some of them are pictured on the slide here. We've had unsheltered pet owners come directly to our office asking for assistance with animals who need veterinary care they can't afford, and even a call from a social worker who told me about a Tempe resident who had been hospitalized and whose 2 dogs had been locked in his apartment alone for 2 days without food or the ability to go outside. He was understandably frantic. That would be me on the slide there, taking the dogs for a walk before transporting them to temporary care. The most immediate and recurring issues center around the increasing need for temporary pet care for people whose circumstances may make it impossible for them to care for their pets for a short period of time, as well as providing basic supplies and general veterinary care for pets of unsheltered people, particularly those coming into our shelters with their animals who've had no access to even basic vaccines. 2 of the tribal gaming grants that were presented to you last week are aimed at addressing those needs, and HOPE team staff have indicated that offering these services will help better connect them with those individuals who've remained service resistant because of the fear they'd be forced to give up their pets. So what comes next? We're hoping to expand our focus beyond just TNR and start addressing the management part of community cat management. We have plans to develop a variety of educational materials, including a colony manager handbook and a series of how-to videos. We're building out our website to include more information and community resources, and we plan to start holding community trainings in the coming months. There is more educational outreach needed, certainly in our neighborhoods, but also within HOAs and multifamily complexes where some of the efforts to deal with cats are inadvertently making the problem worse. We plan to develop a colony caregiver certification program that would encourage best practices and maybe take some of the stigma out of managing cat populations. We've also submitted a grant request that would allow us to do targeted TNR in neighborhoods in our nearby cities that directly border Tempe. It turns out growing cat populations in neighboring cities have very little respect for lines on maps and can quickly undermine the progress made in our own neighborhoods by simply crossing a street or two. We're also seeking funding to begin addressing TNR and colony management of the cats currently living on city properties. We've made some headway at the Apache substation and some of our rec centers, the environmental services building, and the library complex. But in many cases, cats on city property have been fed for years by community members that we don't have regular communication with and whose methods might not be what we'd like them to be. Luckily, it turns out there are a lot of city employees who are willing to help at their various facilities with the addition of some pretty minimal resources, so we're working on that as well. As we greatly expand our capacity for TNR, we'll also be looking to build a team of volunteer trappers to help us. Many of the initial volunteers are people that we've trained as a part of neutering their own colonies who are now ready to go out and help others to learn. So we're in the process of recruiting and training these volunteers now to hopefully exponentially extend our reach into the community. And finally, we're working with the city attorney's office to consider some possible ordinance changes that would not only clarify some protections for cats and colony givers that are already in state law, but would also help protect neighbors from nuisance colonies and cat feeders who, for whatever reason, are refusing to participate in TNR. We hope to bring these possible changes to you for consideration after the legal review is completed. We're putting a lot of time and effort into expanding TNR and colony management because managing feral cats is kind of like a big game of beat the clock, where every cat we don't neuter this year might make 5 or 10 more by this time next year. But that said, despite appearances, we are not the Office of Feral Cats. So as the Office of Animal Welfare, we're also beginning to look at other issues within the city as well. We're working on streamlining our data collection and management and creating information pathways that allow us to track and quantify our outcomes. We're hoping to work closely with Community Health and Human Services on a more comprehensive needs assessment around animal issues related to our most vulnerable residents so that we can actively search for resources to address those needs. We will also be working with Tempe PD and other departments to evaluate our existing animal welfare contracts. For example, we know that Maricopa County Animal Control has had some staffing and capacity issues that have led to a reduction in service availability, not only for our residents, but also for Tempe PD, who manages that contract. So we'll be looking at whether those various contracts are still meeting our needs, whether there are other vendors who can provide what we need better, or if it would make more sense to move any of those services internally. As previously mentioned, we'll also be working with strategic management to develop performance measures and strategies. And finally, as redevelopment plans for Donnell Plaza continue to move forward, we're beginning the conversation and search for our next office space, trying to pinpoint facility needs that could accommodate the gradual growth of our programming over the next several years. To that end, in addition to potentially absorbing some of the animal control services, there are dozens of areas into which we could expand our programming. And so I've listed a few of them here on this slide, and we will be seeking input from the community, from this committee, and from the council as a whole on where you would like to see our efforts expand over the next few years to help us with strategic planning, but also to help provide some parameters in the search for an appropriate facility. The easiest place to start would be to begin preparing public education materials on a variety of topics, anything from handling extreme heat with pets, preparing your pets for fireworks, dog park safety and etiquette, and others. We're also getting a lot of questions about how to best coexist with urban wildlife. It's been a big year for coyotes in Tempe, no pun intended, as well as a few wayward javelinas. And it's always a big year for foxes and raccoons and a variety of reptiles. So providing people with accurate information on how to keep themselves and their pets safe and when they should or should not be concerned is an area of interest for us. Identifying additional resources to increase our support for pets of low-income families would meet one of the key components of the Better Cities for Pets program, as well as an emphasis on more pet-friendly spaces around the city. Councilmember Keating, I know when you were a member of the former Animal Welfare Working Group, you were looking at options to encourage more pet-friendly housing regardless of breed, and we now have a better capacity to revisit that with you, if you like. The working group had also been considering new approaches to animal hoarding, and I will say that our office is starting to get reports of those types of cases across the city as well. We could choose to begin developing some recreation classes, from potentially offering basic obedience training to classes that teach children how to be safe around dogs. Or we could work with all of our departments to do a citywide operations impact assessment, looking at the ways in which the city touches animal life. What, if anything, are we spraying on the dog parks? Is there anything we're doing at the lake that might inadvertently impact the riparian? As sustainability looks at extreme heat resilience for people, what happens when the temperatures get too hot for the pollinators or other wildlife? And is there anything we could do within our city infrastructure to help? There are almost endless possibilities for directions this office could go, but we'll be looking to the community and to you, the council, for input on what you would like to see us focus on next. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep neutering as many cats as we possibly can. And with that, I will happily take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilman Keaton, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. Good presentation, good work. I am definitely interested in, any breed-specific things that we can do around town moving forward. So, we can coordinate on that at a more appropriate time. But so far, it seems like it's going pretty well.
Absolutely. I have some ideas on that, so we'll chat.
I just have one quick question.
Right.
My question is, I know that I've heard that maybe the Maricopa animal control in Mesa might be closing down. What will that affect our population of dogs in our community? Or are you looking at even housing dogs? Because I know we have more of a cat problem, but we do have some stray dogs running around too sometimes.
So
How do we handle that?
we're in a little bit of limbo right now because the director of county animal control recently left, and they haven't hired a new director yet. As soon as they do, we'll be meeting with them to discuss some of these capacity issues. Even with the east side shelter open, there are very limited hours for intakes. It's difficult for residents to surrender animals, whether it's their own personal pets or strays that they found. And it does tend to lead to more people dumping animals on the streets, which is a bigger problem for dogs and for cats. Again, our county contract is run by PD, and I've been in conversation with them. There are some options of other places where we could supplement. At this point, our current facility doesn't allow for us to house dogs, but that's certainly on the horizon for any future facility, just in case.
Yeah, thank you, because that is a concern to me, because I like cats, but I love dogs.
I know
So
you do.
I want to make sure that we have our dogs taken care of also in our city too.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. It looks
I
like.
actually have a follow-up to that.
Okay,
Oh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Burdette. I thought
No,
you
go
were
ahead. Go ahead. No, please.
So are we talking about the shelter there on Rio Salado? Is that
Yes.
what we're talking about?
We're talking
Okay,
about the
so,
shelter, which
I mean-
may or may not close, but the concern has always been that the condition of that shelter is not conducive to long-term animal care. They were supposed to be building a new shelter further east into Mesa, but I don't know what the status of that is. It's certainly not opening anytime soon.
Yeah, I was just curious because that shelter has been rumored to be closing for like 7 years. So I drove by the other day and was surprised to see that it was still open. So I was just curious.
It was closed temporarily for a while, and then they started doing just some short-term, like adoption events, or they'd do 72-hour stray holds there and then move the animals to the west side. And then with increasing capacity, they've reopened it, but they do struggle to have staff at both facilities. And so the hours that they're open have decreased, the amount of staff that's available, and the amount of services that are available have also decreased.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Next, we have a presentation from Naomi Farrell from the City of Tempe Human Services Department. In her presentation today, Naomi will discuss youth and adult workforce development initiative in the City of Tempe. She also discussed how we are partnering with the Maricopa County to address the matters of workforce development. I believe you'll also be will you be joined by Maricopa County virtually on
Yes.
this?
Mhm.
Okay.
No,
Well,
they're actually here in person.
oh, they're in person. Okay, well, thank you. So I'll send it over to you now.
Good afternoon, council members Hodge and Keating. I'm Naomi Farrell, Director of the Office of Education, Career, and Family Services. Thank you for the opportunity to present the work being accomplished around youth and adult workforce through our partnership with Maricopa County. Presenting this afternoon will be Jared Beard, Maricopa County Human Services, Assistant Director, Workforce Development Division, and Marie Raymond, Manager of the Office of Education, Career, and Family Services. On today's agenda, we will discuss a partnership history, the Arizona at Work Maricopa County overview of services, and city and community collaborations. Our partnership with Maricopa County's Human Services Department began in 2015 when we recognized the county's youth workforce program offered numerous benefits to our community by providing services such as important job skills, training, mentoring, as well as obtaining and retaining employment. Through this partnership, a youth workforce coordinator was located at Escalante Community Center. In 2019, we expanded the partnership to include adult workforce. The city and county share in the cost of the adult workforce coordinator, Carter Ellis, who is located at the library. Having the workforce coordinators located in Tempe creates accessibility for our Tempe community, which we believe is key to their success as they work not only towards employment, but building a career that will create economic prosperity for themselves and their families, for the businesses, and our community. I will now turn the presentation over to Jared Baird.
Good afternoon. So the workforce efforts being in Tempe really are a collaborative effort. The mission of Arizona at Work Maricopa County is to connect employers with highly motivated, skilled, and reliable job seekers. The purpose of this partnership is to provide workforce development services to the residents of Tempe. Through an integrated service delivery model, we are able to provide services to the community and the community. Based on the county's no wrong door philosophy, those who engage with a member of our team will have streamlined access and a streamlined access point to other services offered by Human Services, such as rental utility assistance, homelessness services, Head Start, and senior and adult services. Workforce development is just as much about the employer as it is the job seeker. Our business service representatives provide one-on-one services to any businesses free of cost. For services provided, the pillars to our program really are three core programs. It's the Adult, Youth, and Dislocated Worker Program, our business services, and our Smart Justice. Services offered through our three core programs include occupational skills training, apprenticeships, work experience, as well as support services. In business services, we provide one-on-one services to businesses that include job referrals, apprenticeship and training registration, as well as labor market information reports. Our Smart Justice team specializes in working with individuals who have been justice involved back into the workforce while providing support and coaching along the way. Our rapid response plan allows us to coordinate with employers to find individuals being laid off in employment elsewhere in a timely fashion. 2Gen is the name of our initiative that focuses on providing holistic services to a family to ensure that sustainable plan for long-term self-sustainability. This initiative seeks to address both childcare and employment simultaneously. And then simplified access is what I had mentioned earlier. Anyone who works with one of our staff has simplified access to all county programs. Our Tempe Workforce Development Coordinator. So the Tempe Workforce Development Coordinator, Carter Ellis, provides quarterly job fairs and hiring events, conducts outreach, and maintains a client caseload. The count references how many services in each category he's provided thus far in the fiscal year. So when I say thus far, I'm really just talking about the first half, so from July 1 to the end of December. For our program expenditures, I wanted to pull for the first half of the fiscal year to show how much money we've used to support Tempe residents in our various programs. So $338,000 has been to fund Tempe residents going through an apprenticeship program. $21,000 has been in support services. $279,000 has been putting Tempe residents through an occupational skills training. And then $52,000, much of which has been justice-involved individuals, has gone through our work experience program. Please.
So when you talk about apprenticeships, what type of apprenticeships have you have in this that's being used in the city of Tempe right now?
Absolutely. So our apprenticeships, we have 6 main industries that we focus our apprenticeships on, and I'm going to try to get these right. We have advanced manufacturing, we have construction, we have IT, we are working on adding healthcare, and then we have, I'm trying to think of some of our other ones. The construction is our largest one currently.
Yeah, currently.
And then finance, I apologize, finance is another one as well.
What about the occupational skill training? How is that different?
So our apprenticeships are earn while you learn, and those are partnerships with different companies. So our largest partner is probably Phoenix Electrical, who serves residents from all over the county, whereas occupational skills training can be provided by anyone on the eligible training provider list, and that can be in or outside of in-demand industries. So occupational skills training can be anything from electricians to barbering and nail tech. It can be really any career where we have a trainer for, we can fund through that.
Do you work with Tempe Chambers a lot with the businesses, like the small businesses in our community, to partner with them? Because they have a program, something similar for the high schools. I was wondering, do you have that for the adults?
I apologize, I don't know the answer to that. I know that our supervisor over the East Valley Business Services team, Tara Thane, does work with Tempe Chamber. I don't know in what capacity though.
Okay, thank you.
In closing, I'd like to just share just a few success stories. That one will come from Carter Ellis, our Workforce Development Coordinator, and the other would be from Michael Valdez, who's our Youth Career Advisor, who's located in Escalante Community Center. So on January 3rd, a client named Tim Elliott met with Carter Ellis. He explained that last week he had relocated from California and was homeless with no resources for housing or a job. Carter let him know that we needed to focus on the housing first and then employment. Carter referred him to Lily Urinda with the Tempe Works and the Hope team, who assisted him with getting into Tempe iHelp shelter the following day. He met with Carter again and created a resume, and then Carter worked with him to apply at Aramark for the position as the morning supervising cook at the ASU campus. Carter reached out to the recruiter he knows and interviewed and hired Mr. Elliott with an hourly pay of $17.56. On July 1st of 2022, a client by the name of Melvin enrolled in WIOA services with Michael Valdez. Melvin is a 21-year-old single female seeking assistance with engaging in occupational skills training in the dental assisting field. In her work with Michael on some career mapping and career exploration activities, Melvin developed a lot of educational goals, as well as he helped her establish realistic action steps in meeting those goals. It was decided that the first step for Melvin was to work with her career advisor and review labor market information, services, and data, informing her on vocational interest and reinforcing and developing her career path and action steps, and also increasing her chances for employment opportunities. So that's something we're really focused on, is if someone comes in and they know exactly what they want, we really just want to make sure we provide all of the information available to reinforce their decision and making sure they're making an informed one. Melvin continued to face economic challenges, and with the support of Maricopa County Community Services Division, as well as Michael, we were able to assist Melvin with rental assistance during this challenging time while she was seeking employment. Melvin started school at the American Institute of Dental Assisting in October of 2022 and was able to graduate by the end of November, so just the next month. During her time at school, to alleviate financial burdens with the traveling to and from, Melvin was provided with gas cards and other support services to help overcome these barriers. Upon completion of her occupational skills training, Melvin was placed in an externship to complete her clinical hours, and Melvin is still wanting to work to earn the money while completing her clinical hours. She's begun working with our partner agency, Equus, for part-time work while finishing her externship hours. Melvin continues to do well and is working on her clinical hours and is estimated to take the board exams, was estimated to take the board exams in December of 2022.
That is so exciting. Do you mind sharing both of those information with me? I would like to send them a letter and congratulate them both.
Absolutely can do.
Yes. Thank you.
At this time, I will be turning it over to Marie Raymond.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to end by highlighting a few of our amazing collaborations that we have with our city partners. So our internal city partners refer clients that are seeking employment to our workforce development coordinator, Carter Ellis. Carter discusses his menu of services and in most cases revises the client's resume and sometimes their cover letter. And Carter also provides career counseling and job leads. So some of the areas that are referring to Carter include community supervision. So that's the city's diversion, probation, and home detention program. And this partnership has successfully placed 11 clients into employment. With our housing division, that partnership has successfully placed 9 clients into employment. Our positive parenting program, which is a program that increases parenting skills and parenting confidence, has worked with 3 clients in placing them into employment, and actually 3 additional clients were just referred today. One met with Carter today, and 2 are meeting this week. Our own Tempe preschool program has referred parents or siblings 18 and older who are seeking employment, and that partnership has successfully placed 5 clients into employment. Our College Connect program refers students and parents 18 and older that are seeking employment, and that partnership has successfully placed 4 clients into employment. Our Tempe Public Library staff help us on evenings and weekends when Carter is not physically in the office by providing his business card, and then job seekers can call or email Carter to schedule an appointment to discuss the services that they are seeking. Our Tempe Works program, which supports individuals experiencing homelessness and connecting them with employment, refers individuals to Carter as well. The Tempe Works coordinator, Lily Urenda, and Carter discuss the menu of services. And again, Carter revises their resume, provides career counseling, job leads, and in some cases, direct referrals to Tempe employment recruiters. And this partnership has successfully placed 29 clients into employment with Corporate Job Bank, the City of Tempe, and other companies. And then finally, with the Tempe iHelp Emergency Shelter, through the iHelp program, once a month, the Tempe Works coordinator, Lily Urenda, and Carter coordinates with the shelter supervisor for Carter to conduct on-site workshops. So the last workshop in January of this year had 9 participants, and Carter assisted 2 individuals with finding employment. And some of those topics that he provides workshops on include igniting your interview, resumes, and more, and soft skills. And at the resume workshop, clients are given a resume template that Carter created for them to fill out. And then after it's completed, Lily schedules them to meet with Carter to revise their resume. Carter also provides them with job leads and in some cases direct referrals to Tempe employment recruiters. And Lily and Carter average about 5 to 7 clients per week that they meet with at the iHelp shelter. So really some really impactful and important partnerships that we have internally with the work that we're doing. And at this point, we'd love to take any questions that you have.
Councilman Keating, do you have any questions?
I don't, but I really appreciate the presentation. It sounds like it's going well too. It's been quite a day.
I echo. I mean, you guys covered everything that I wanted to hear, but thank you so much. That that just to hear that just kind of warms our heart, especially the stories that I've heard and what we're doing. Thank you so much. I have a quick question for you. What was your name? I'm so sorry.
Jared.
Jared Pierce. Okay, my question for you is, how much do you work with the schools with you do? Because there's a big connection, especially in the high school, because I'm on the governing board. There are kids who are over 21, over 18 that are taking high school credit classes to graduate that are between that 18 and 25 age bracket. How much are you connecting with them? And if you do need some help connecting with them, maybe I can help with that, because that is something that I think we also need to connect with the city of Tempe to make sure that we're encompassing those kids who are in those special programs that are, a little bit older, but they do need that extra help.
No, absolutely. And I think a lot of it starts with their age and kind of where it might fall. For our youth program, we have to expend 75% of our funding on out-of-school youth. So we can't be in the schools as much as I know I'd like to be, and a lot of my staff would like to be, because we've got to keep that ratio correct.
Yeah.
But really, with our adult program, we can always explore dual enrollment. So if someone is over the age of 18, they could potentially work with our adult program, which doesn't have those restrictive factors of that as well. So we're not working with the schools as much as I'd like, but we're moving in the right direction. Just recently, we connected with and I apologize, her name's eluding me, but the person responsible for getting material out with AZ Department of Education to all of the school counselors across the state. We're working very closely with her to provide our information to all school counselors in Maricopa County.
Okay.
So the hope is that we can start engaging a little bit more there. And with the apprenticeships are really kind of a cool option because the funding is separate from WIOA. So we don't have that 75-25 split for apprenticeships. We can swoop as many of them up as we can for that.
Okay, so my thing is that you work with my council aide before we leave, and we will get you connected. I may not be able to help you with Maricopa County, but I definitely can help you with the city of Tempe. So
Perfect.
let's get connected on that, because that's something that affects our residents in our city. More of our kids, more of our adult kids are in good positions to be financially set, the better for us. So I would love to help in that capacity.
Absolutely, I would take you up on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Councilmember Hodge and Councilmember Keating, I'd like to introduce Carter Ellis, who is our Workforce Development Coordinator.
gosh.
And Carter can speak to the work that we do with College Connect and how he works in the high schools through College Connect and that partnership.
Well, Carter's a very famous name, a very famous person right now, so we need to definitely introduce you.
First of all, hello, everyone. So again, my name is Carter Ellis, and I'm the Workforce Development Coordinator in partnership with the City of Tempe and Maricopa County. So specific to the City of Tempe Workforce Development Coordinator, the Office of College Connect is in the same workspace as I'm in. And what happens is that one of the advisors that are in all the area high schools within the city boundaries of Tempe, those students come in and meet with one of the advisors.
Yes.
And depending on what that student chooses as a career path, if they're looking to go to school, they work specifically with the College Connect advisors. If they're looking for additional or supplemental income, they come to see me for part-time employment. If they're under the age of 16, I refer them to our youth advisor within the city of Tempe also. It's been a great referral opportunity because, as we know, all students aren't looking for a college career path. So what a great opportunity for them to be referred to me and one of my partners that I work with. And then we can focus on a WIOA funding, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, and look or seek for a short-term certification for them. And being that a lot of them are doing it part-time, a lot of them come back to me for part-time employment. So it's a great opportunity. It's kind of a roundabout service because once the parents find out about me through their students, a lot of them are actively seeking employment or know someone in the family that aren't working. So it's been a great referral process over the past 2.5, 3 years.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing that information out. So I'm excited. That it makes me very happy to hear. The more we involve our youth, set them on the right path, the better we are for our city. So thank you so much for it. All right.
Thank you.
You want to say anything else?
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much, and we're really pleased to have this partnership and really proud of it. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, I'm excited. Thank you so much. All right, Councilmember Keating, do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so next up is our new items for our future agenda. Do you have anything that you'd like to add, Councilmember Keating?
I do not.
Okay, well, I had mentioned last time I would like to have the Veteran Services Coordinator come out and speak to us at our committee. But also, it just gave me an ideal that I would like to have College Connect come out and give an update presentation, and also our positive parenting. Because on my other half of my life, I also serve for a TAP, Teenage Pregnancy Program, and that's all connected to the positive parenting. So I would love to have an update on both the positive parenting and the College Connect to come out along with our veteran services. So that's all I have. All right, so Councilman Kimi, do you have any announcements that you would like to give right now?
I don't.
Okay, I don't have any announcements. So let's just, our next meeting will be April 24th, 2023. Our council committee meets on the last Monday of every month. Next week, however, I'll be in Washington, D.C. for the National Leagues of Cities. So we will be meeting on April 2024. Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody for their presentations and listening to our committee. I would ask Councilmember Keating, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, thank you so much. So we are adjourned. We'll see each other on April 24th, 2023.